Thank you very much. So we traded Greg for a couple of very special guests, which we're going to introduce one at a time here. First of all, this is my brother, Jonathan Sadler, who's going to join us on the marimba. He's unveiling it like a magic trick. So this is a song that I wrote because of a good friend of mine who's here tonight named Joe Wern. And Joe's Joe, I know. Joe's a physicist, and he's a brilliant man. And in addition to being a brilliant man, he's a generous man. He puts on house concerts for the community here in Lafayette. If you ever see an advertisement for Little Tree House concerts, please go. And he's put on many house concerts for me. And after, I don't know, third or fourth or something, he expressed an idea, an interest in making a collaboration between science and music. And I have to confess, Joe, that gave me pause. I wasn't quite sure what to conceptualize when we first suggested it. But I was down in Buenos Aires kind of shortly after that, and we decided to give it a go. And Joe sent me this video of something called a pendulum wave, which I thought was the most beautiful science experiment I'd ever seen. It was a series of 13 pendulums that hung on a gradient like this. The shortest one, like, tiny, and the longest one all the way to the floor. And they were released at the same time, and they kind of created these gorgeous patterns and danced together through the air. And then the most miraculous thing happens is that they come back together in a line after total chaos. And I thought that represented to me the great cycle of life. And so I wrote this song, which is about the afterlife, I guess, to kind of mirror the patterns that the pendulum created. And we did a couple of installations where we performed this piece. But in addition to that, I'll tell you about the narrative of the song. It's a story about a widowed ballerina, and she goes to the graveyard to visit her late husband's grave, and all of the natural phenomenon in the graveyard, the wind in the leaves and the bright big full moon, stimulate her memory, and pretty soon she's imagining what it's like to dance on stage with him again. So this is called the Graveyard Ballet. She moves through the crowded streets, satin slippers on her feet. She comes every Sunday, brings a bouquet, slipping through the iron gate. The dying day rests in golden rays, falling down the aisles to a seat that is saved with her name for the Graveyard Ballet. The Graveyard Ballet. Tonight they are dancing in a graveyard ballet. The Graveyard Ballet. The Graveyard Ballet. Tonight they are dancing in a graveyard ballet. The chatter of a passing breeze falls to the hush of remembering. Now every set without him built of paper mache. The night conducts a melody, a symphony stirs in the leaves. She can feel him lift her by the waist when the shadows play. The Graveyard Ballet. The Graveyard Ballet. Tonight they are dancing on the cemetery stage. The clouds part like a curtain for the graveyard ballet. If you're the type for listening, you can hear the crinoline swaying. The graveyard ballet, the graveyard ballet. Tonight they are dancing in the graveyard ballet. The moon drops like a spotlight on the cemetery stage. The clouds part like a curtain for the graveyard